Welcome to the Mystic Psychology Podcast. I am really happy that you are here in the space where your spirit meets your everyday life and your energy becomes your guide. I'm Charlotte and I'm here to walk beside you as you reconnect with your truth, your intuition, and the deeper layers of who you truly are. Welcome to the Mystic Psychology Podcast from the bottom of my heart. I am welcoming you to this episode. And for who is here the first time, my name is Charlotte. I'm the founder of Mystic Psychology Academy, which supports people finding in their essence, in their true and unique energetic gifts, into their intuition. And if you're here already several times, I'm welcoming you again. Now, this episode is going to be about saying no. And it's such an important topic because I can see in my seminars and with my clients how difficult it can be to say no. And I know it from myself. I was a people pleaser, and I will tell you some stories. But today, I really want to go into this topic, why you can't say no, or why you can't say no, what actually means to say no energetically as well, and how you can cultivate saying no, and also what price it comes with if you say no or yes in your life, and to what. So I remember what kind of people pleaser I was. Whenever a person came, I would be like, yes, 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 yes. You want this from me? Okay, yes. You want that from me? Okay, yes. So I basically never said no to anything somebody wanted from me. And it caused in me a kind of suffocation because I was always pleasing other people because I was afraid. Deep down, I was afraid. I was afraid of losing a person. I was afraid of not being liked. I was afraid of people rejecting me. I was afraid of, yes, so many things. Not being loved, not being part of it, not being part of the people. And what happened was that I constantly said yes to other people, but it started exhausting me. And I didn't even know it exhausted me because in my world, I was just, or I thought I was just doing the best I can. And for me, it was normal because I was raised this way. I was raised to please. I was raised to adapt to other people. And I thought that whatever I wanted was not important. Whatever I was not important. Of course, at that time, I didn't understand and I didn't consciously know, but that was what I subconsciously thought, that whatever I was not important and was not of value. So I was basically living my life for other people. And it caused depression, it caused burnout, it caused many, many things. And I remember that when I started saying no, and there was a turning point, it was the point when I also left my corporate job and I kind of gave me this promise that I would become my true, authentic self. And in this moment, no started becoming a topic because when you want to become yourself, then of course it also means to figure out what is good for me and what is not good for me, what actually serves me and what doesn't, and what actually is my truth and what is not. Of course, it's a process. It's nothing that happens overnight, but it's something that starts coming, and then you start seeing, well, now I have to choose between my truth and what I really believe and pleasing. So when I was working for my former mentor, he taught me a lot also about saying no. Because I remember there was this point I was sitting in his office and I can't remember what the topic was about, but I remember he forced me into saying my opinion about something. And that is also kind of saying yes to me and no to somebody else, because I knew it was not his opinion. I already knew that. So it was kind of, okay, should I actually say what he wants to hear, or do I say my real opinion, which is saying no to him and yes to myself, and not the other way around. So this is also an important thing about saying yes or no. And he would sit there and he's like, okay, I will wait until you tell me what you really think. And I remember my whole body, I was sweating. My whole body froze of fear. And all my energy, I gathered all my energy to actually get the words out, because I was so panicking of being rejected and not loved. And when I said it, it was kind of like a relief. It was like, oh, I am okay. Yes, I said it. Yay. And the first feeling was relief. But when I left the office and I came home, I felt bad. I felt really bad. I felt like guilty, and I felt shame, and I felt all these kind of feelings because I stepped in for myself. And this is what happens first when you do something, when you change something in yourself, then sometimes it can be uncomfortable, because a lot of people have the belief that if it's right, it's not uncomfortable, but it's not true, because change sometimes is very uncomfortable. Becoming who you are can be super uncomfortable, and living your truth and integrating new patterns and new ways of being. When I said that, it was a relief, and I started training this muscle. So I started saying more no when I really felt no, and more yes when I really felt yes. And I started training this muscle, and my nervous system started to learn that nothing happens to me if I say no. And it was something I had to relearn my nervous system. And it's a muscle you train. And at the beginning, like when you go to the gym, it's not comfortable. But after a while, it gets normal and your system gets used to it. Your muscles get used to it. So it's the same thing. So basically, most people have a hard time saying no because there's the fear behind it of being rejected. There's the fear behind it of not being loved. It's the fear of, well, I'm going to be thrown out of my community. I will not be part of my community anymore. I will not belong anymore. So that's the fear behind it. And it creates a lot of fear. But the problem is that as long as you want to belong, as long as you are trying to be part of it, as long as you are sticking to the conditioning of your childhood, which made you belong to this community, to this, to that family, to all this, you're saying no to yourself. And now let that sink. Every no to yourself is you rejecting yourself. Every yes to somebody you give, but actually you feel a no, is deciding to abandon your truth, to abandon your authentic self, and say yes to something you are not. And that is the truth. And as long as you are afraid of losing people, losing a surrounding that never chose you in first place. Because if you please and say yes to things you are not, then these people and your surrounding will think you are that. So that means you are saying yes to something you are not. And people choose you not for yourself, who you really are, but they choose you for the mask, for the pleaser you are. Now, many people would like the easy way. And the easy way would be, I belong and everything stays the same, but I'm still my authentic self. But the truth is, this is not possible. And I'm not saying you're going to lose people. It might be, it could be, but it might be not. You don't know. Because people only will have a chance to decide when they truly meet you, when they truly meet you in your essence, when they truly see what is your opinion, what is what you're standing for, what is your truth. Then people can start deciding, is that my truth or not? Can I live with it or not? And to be very honest with you, people who leave you when they start seeing your authentic you, they were never be meant to be in your life anyway. Because what are they feeding? They're feeding something you are not. They're loving you for something you are not. So it's an ultimate decision you have to make. And this decision is, am I here to please? Or am I here to live my truth, my authentic self? And either way is okay. I'm not judging it. So people should decide what they really want. But I have a lot of clients and then participants, and they say, oh, I'm not happy in my life. I want to know my purpose. I want to live my energy. I want to be authentic. I want to be living my truth. But are you willing to pay the price? And now a lot of people say, well, when you say, are you willing paying the price? That sounds very negative. No, it's not. But everything has a cause and effect. So, for example, if you keep on telling people yes to something where you actually feel no, and I'll give you an example. Maybe somebody comes up to you and says, oh, let's have a glass of wine. And you, inside, you think, no, actually, I don't want to. But then you say yes because you don't want to, conflict. You don't want to kind of be the party pooper. So you drink that glass of wine. And that person thinks, wow, it's my wine drinking buddy. I love that. So in their story, you become their drinking friend, but actually you don't feel that. So you become a whole different persona. And you keep on doing that, you keep on doing that, you keep on doing that. But actually, you would prefer to, I don't know, sit at home and meditate with your friend. I don't know. So these lead to very different lives. One of meditation and one of drinking wine. And I'm not judging things. I'm drinking wine. So it's not about drinking wine or not drinking wine. It's about what is your truth. Or a different thing. Somebody comes, asks you for a favor. You say, oh, yes, why? I'll do it. I'll do that errand for you. I'll do that staying with your kid. I'll do that listening to your problems, whatever it is. So a favor. But actually, you feel like you need time for yourself. You're exhausted. But you keep on saying yes to favors. So you don't have the time to relax, to get the insights, to get whatever you need in order to have the kind of life you want. So you see the picture. When you say yes to something else and no to yourself, lives start becoming very differently. And people start choosing you because you are the way you are. Because people, for example, will come to you to be the drinking buddy, the friend that is always there when I need you, that kind of thing. But actually, you're rejecting yourself. So the cause and effect would clearly be if you give yourself time for yourself to relax, to think, you would probably have a more healthy life. You would be more relaxed. You would be more, I don't know, whatever the causes, whatever the effects are. If you are tired and you keep on saying yes to people, you get more and more exhausted. So there's a cause and effect to everything, and that is the price. So there's also a bigger price because the price you pay of always saying yes to others and no to yourself is ultimately that you're not living your authentic self, that you're not living your truth. That is the price, which is okay if you're willing to pay the price. So it's always the question, what am I willing to pay in life? Because the other way around could be, and let's bring back my story, that when I was in the situation of standing in for myself, saying yes to myself, my whole body froze. I got like really tense. I got so much fear. I went home. I felt guilty and shameful. That was the price I had to pay to walk through all the fears, all the shame, all the guilt. And I'm not saying it's all over yet, because sometimes I still have that, but it's really not in that amount I used to have. So it's walking and transforming that. But being your authentic self, your truth, no matter how you feel, is the highest frequency you can get. It's the highest energy you can get. Because being yourself, being your truth, being your authentic self is when you start releasing blockages. It's when you start bringing energy and motion in yourself. It is when things start flowing. It's when life starts becoming magic because there's love. There's love for yourself. There's love for whatever there is what all the learning experiences is. And all of a sudden, when you start saying yes to yourself, life becomes so beautiful because everything becomes a teaching. Every person you meet, every situation you are in, you will see a possibility to become even closer to yourself, to understand yourself even more, to become a bigger yes to yourself and your truth and your authenticity, to your energy. And that is where the magic happens. But the decision is yours. And nobody forces you to do anything in this world. It's all about if you are willing to or not. And what are you willing to? So saying no the first time and standing in for yourself will be uncomfortable. And the way you can navigate through it in the beginning is that you are compassionate with yourself, number one. So not every time will work from beginning on. Not every time will be, okay, I'm standing in for myself. And sometimes even now, I consciously make the decision to say no to myself and yes to somebody else because I want to be there for this person or because I really want to do them that favor. But it's a conscious decision. It's not fear navigating me through life. So, number one, be compassionate. Number two, become aware. When are you saying no to yourself and when are you saying yes to yourself? Just become aware. Number three, start in little steps saying no when you mean no and yes when you mean yes. And just watch what is happening in your body and let it happen. Hug yourself, give it space, and go to my episode of shadow work. It will help you through this process because I have an episode how you can actually integrate shadow work. So all these uncomfortable emotions that will come up. So that is the process. And it's not that everything is supposed to be changed by tomorrow, but that you start becoming aware and you start transforming every time you see. And that is happening for you if you want to change, of course. So just take yourself one moment and make yourself comfortable in a chair and feel into your body right now. And you can close your eyes if you want. Just take a deep breath through your nose in and just like with your mouth out. So just let go. Just allow yourself to let go. And just feel into yourself right now. Feel into your body. And I want you to feel in your body, how would it feel if you say yes to yourself? Yes to who you truly are, to your most authentic version. Yes to that love that you are. Yes to your heart. Yes to all your shadows and lights and to everything, to every aspect of your being. And just being okay with it. Yes, this is who I am. And you don't know, and you don't have to know who you are right now. You just are. You just say, okay, whatever there is in me, no matter what it is, and if I know it or not, but yes, this is me. This is okay. And breathe. Take deep, deep breaths. And allow yourself to feel in your body, where do you feel that yes? Where do you feel that in your body? And put your hand there or put two hands there and breathe to that place. Beautiful. Yes. And take as much time as you need for this exercise. And whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes, but take your time as much you need. And I thank you for being here. Please leave a comment below or write me in Instagram or YouTube or wherever you are listening to me. I really want to know your questions, how you feel, what is happening for you. And I see you, I feel you, I hear you because we're all connected.
Thank you for being here, for your time, for listening, and showing up for your own personal path. If something touched you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it too. And make sure to subscribe and get my weekly newsletter. You can always go deeper at mystic-psychology.com or find me on Instagram. I'd really love to connect to you in person, read your comments and messages. So until next time, stay close to your soul and trust what you feel, follow your intuition, and I can't wait to connect with you again.